Alrighty, guys. So I have to say, episode 2 of Scooby Doo and Guess Who, w- w- it is way better than Chris Paul's episode because, um, what? What episode 2 has in store for those of you that have not seen it yet? If 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 some of you guys out there watching this are like people like myself that really grew up watching not just Scooby Doo but some of the older Hanna-Barbera properties, you will be very pleasantly surprised but by the amount of um, crossover, let's say, in this episode. So basically, guys, Scooby and the gang basically head to the battle site of the Civil War, where where the ghost soldiers have literally been t- terror terrorizing the citizens. R- 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 right behind their statue at the Civil War battle monument, and almost immediately Scooby and the gang run into no one other and than the Funky Phantom crew. Now this is why I said that you're really going to enjoy this episode if you know who Funky Phantom was, and basically Muggsy and the Funky Phantom crew were basically probably the the second or third like Scooby Doo knockoff, where where these group of kids fi- find Muggsy, this ghost from the Civil War that's been locked away in this old tower, and one night they happen to free him. So Muggsy and the Funky Phantom crew and Mystery Inc. Basically spend the 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 bulk of this episode basically fighting over who is the better mystery solving teenage group. Um, and honestly, guys, you really just have to witness this to see it happen, because this is the truest form of what the old Scooby-Doo movies meant, where sometimes it wasn't even about um, guest starring with a celebrity of the week, which I'll get to that in a second here, but sometimes the best episodes of the new Scooby-Doo movies were some of the rare episodes where Scooby and the gang actually got to spend an episode crossing over with another property from Hanna-Barbera. And honestly, guys, the uh, the uh, the main special guest of the week was supposed to be Abraham Lincoln, but really, the stars of the episode 2 are Muggsy and the Funky Phantom crew, because Skip and and Velma literally go at it, and Fred and Hoggy sort of try and say who's the better leader, and it's with the help of Scooby, Shaggy, and Abe Lincoln that they do finally manage to decide to work together to uncover the true reason why the 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 Civil War ghost soldiers are still haunting the Civil War battle site. And truly, guys, so the ghost general literally just almost exactly reminds you of Morgan Moonscar from Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. In fact, Shaggy in this episode makes a direct reference and explained to Scooby to Zombie Island and explained to Scooby again what the difference between zombie ghost and your average ghost are. And Muggsy and Boo, well, I'll be honest, guys, Boo never really did much for me in Bucky Phantom, but 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 like I said a second ago, Abraham Lincoln actually turns out to be Muggsy, turning himself into Abe in order to help Mystery Inc. and the Funky Phantom crew basically stop fighting amongst themselves in order to solve the mystery of the Civil War soldiers' ghosts. And 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 after Velma and Skip sort of break the map that they found, after they sort of agreed to work together, they find out that the ghosts have sort of been haunting the battle site because because they actually reference, and this is hopefully actual historical accuracy, that during the Civil War, each each group of soldiers, including the general, really only got paid once every 2 months, and the last of the ghost general and his soldiers' payroll was lost to history. So that is the first reason why Muggsy comes up with why the ghosts are still around the battle area. But we come to find out that the ghost general really was this guy named Jeb Skip, who was really after the true burial site of the last place that the general hid the last of his gold to pay his men with. And yeah, guys, and right at the very end of the episode, we also get a last second cameo from no one other than everybody's favorite talking race car, Speed Buggy. And just to see Speed, Tinker, and and everybody else back there for just a second, it really makes me wish that Speed Buggy could have had its own episode. Now, in terms of how I actually feel about this episode, guys, I personally think that that instead of having President Lincoln as sort of the main special guest. Why couldn't they just make the special guest the Funky Phantom crew? Because Muggsy playing Abraham Lincoln, um, when Abe's on stage, when Abe really only pops in and out to try and stop the bickering between Mystery Inc. and the Funky Phantom crew, and that's really all Abraham Lincoln does. So yeah, guys, again, this episode, while yes, I guess you could say the plot was kind of generic, but it had a lot of great references to actually Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, because let's not forget, many of the people that 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 Simone and Lena trained also happened to be Civil War soldiers from the 1700s. So this very well could have been the testing water to see how fans reacted to a possible throwback to Zombie Island references. And overall, guys, I personally think that this should have been the debut episode instead, because this, in my mind, truly demonstrates what the best episodes of the new Scooby-Doo movies meant. And personally, guys, I truly do wish that Speed Buggy could have had its own episode. And for those people saying that, episode 2 was kind of long and drawn out, yes, yes, I will halfway agree to that. In the terms of, I think a little bit too much of the episode was spent on Fred, Hoggy, April, Skip, and Fred and Velma arguing about who's the better mystery solvers. But just in terms of the way the crossover was handled, it truly made me laugh out loud several times. And this is also a good way to show the younger generations of today that to try and get them introduced, or maybe try and rediscovering some of the old Hanna-Barbera properties. And again, guys, Muggsy, you still got it. You're still the #1 Phantom, don't you know? So again, guys, Scooby-Doo, Guess Who, episode 2. I have to give this one sort of a 10 out of 10 on the crossover that happened, but sort of a 7 out of 10, only because I do feel like that there might have been a bit too much time of both parties arguing about which is the better gang. Actually, I take that back. I'm going to give this one a solid 9 out of 10. And please, for everybody that's still questioning on whether to check this out either on Kim Cartoon or when it premieres on Cartoon Network starting next Monday, I believe. Please check it out, especially it 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 if you are an old school Scooby fan, or 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 if you are just an old school Hanna-Barbera fan in general. Because guys, this episode represented the best of what an old school episode of the new Scooby-Doo movies stood for. Again, I personally think that they should not have even bothered with saying that Abraham Lincoln was the special guest this week, because he really was. It really was. It really truly was Muggsy and the Funky Phantom crew. And again, let's all pray for a crossover episode with Speed Buggy.